Well, as you can tell by listening to that, there's just an awful lot of vibrato in it. This is Jim Richter, and I'm here to give you a little lesson today on vibrato. Vibrato is something that is very unusual, or at least in my opinion is unusual for mandolin. Vibrato is more of either a violin or guitar technique, which is basically shaking the string to give to sweeten the tone, give it a vocal quality, and to lengthen the duration of note. Usually on mandolin, most mandolinists will use tremolo. You've got your fast tremolo or your slower tremolo. That's used to lengthen the duration of the note, maybe to sweeten up the end of a line, of a phrase. I do tremolo, and I usually do it in my bluegrass playing, though I do it some in my blues playing. But I'm not that good at tremolo. I work on it very hard, but there's just something in my wrist that doesn't click too well for that. And also, from having spent many years as an electric guitarist, I worked very hard to perfect my vibrato, especially studying the styles of B.B. King and Eric Clapton, who in my opinion are the two best at doing vibrato. Vibrato is a simple technique. You fret your string, you strike it, and then you pull the string back and forth. Generally, for the first or the bottom three strings, from the fourth, third, second, I will, once struck, I'll pull down, and then take it back to its unbent state, down, back to its state, down, back to its state. So it's. And usually I do it with the index. You can also do it with the middle. You can also do it with the ring. A lot of it just depends on where my finger ends up at the end of a phrase, or the particular, wherever the note falls that I need the vibrato. On the first string, it's a little different because it's right at the end of the fretboard. You're also pulling down where you don't really have much space between the hand and the fingers. I will go up on the vibrato. So instead of doing like here, doing I pull down, up, down, or down back to its natural state, down back to its natural state, very fast. I will go up. And it's a little harder to do the vibrato on the first string because of the double course is skinnier, the strings are skinnier, and it's also tighter. The tensile strength's a little tighter, so you've really got to dig in there. I use my thumb as a pivot and also as an anchor, because when you get into that string, you really do need to dig into it right behind the fret, not on top of the fret. So you could hear, like in the opening tune that I did, you could hear the vibrato, very guitar-esque, very much a vocal singing quality. It's something that I think would distinguish your playing. I think it distinguishes my own. And I really don't think of it as so much, really I don't think about it much at all when I play. There are just sections that kind of require vibrato a little bit more naturally than others. And one of the things I can say is that vibrato doesn't necessarily have to be at the end of a phrase. It doesn't have to really bring out the duration. It can be little bitty quick vibratos like my time is about up here. I will post some more about vibrato again in the future. I think it's an important thing to discuss. But for now, try it and let me